Hi, it's Dr. Taylor Burrows. Thanks for tuning in to my YouTube channel where I give you lots of information and advice about my ideal life and relationship coaching. We talk a lot about vetting, we talk a lot about dating, but I also like to talk about relationship competencies to help develop your relationship towards what an ideal one should look like. Now, today I'm going to be responding to a follower question and request about their dating profile. So it may be more relevant for those of you who are single and looking, but listen in and maybe you'll have some great comments to leave for the viewers below who are single. So, I don't mean to be harsh, but let me tell you why your dating profile sucks. First of all, I definitely do not advocate for using dating apps. I said this before, I will say it again. This is not an effective use of your time. Now, I'm not saying there isn't an exceptional case that every once in a while a couple will come together on a dating app because they've been diligent about the vetting process. Now, that is possible, but the likelihood is so small that you're really just going to be investing way too much time and effort and opportunity costs in doing that. I mean, it's basically like having a second job, right? Having to go through all those profiles and connections and sift through all of the crap. So my advice is just don't even bother. There are lots of other ways to meet people, obviously not in real life right now, but generally speaking online. So I want you to use whatever online communities or networks you already have. This is your organic life in digital format. So whether you're on Twitter, or Facebook, or Instagram, or you're on Reddit, or you're on, who knows, people still on Snapchat? Now it's like Gab, and I'm on Telegram a lot. So I have my free Telegram channel, by the way. So make sure you get on that. It's really good conversation with people who are singled and coupled, singles and coupled, but it's a good distribution. There's over 300 people in the channel. So definitely hop over there. The link is going to be below for you to check it out and chat up some like-minded singles who are healthy. Now, that being said, these are some examples of your already existing natural, organic, digital online communities. Use those. Don't sign up for these hookup apps or these dating apps or whatever, Match.com, Harmony, don't mean to be dropping names, but those are just some examples of the ones that frame themselves as more of a sophisticated relationship seeking avenue. But generally speaking, it's going to be a lot of the same clutter that you have to sift through. Whereas in these organic settings, you have a much better likelihood of meeting someone who shares the same interests as you, because that's how the algorithms connect people. And then you have, and actually, it's an asset to be able to observe someone without them really trying to impress anyone about what they do on a day-to-day basis. What comments do they make? What posts do they share? These are things that you can look for in the vetting process. Now, getting back to specifically why your dating profile sucks, this is why. Generally speaking, the status quo is that people are going to be posting their sort of wanted ad, right, for what they're looking for. So it really comes across as entitled and spoiled and egotistical, where you're saying, this is what I want of you, this is what I expect, don't bother contacting me unless you meet this criteria. And a host of other things, right? Like what their pictures are like are they partying? They're always like in weird situations with the drink in their hand and basically trying too hard or not really giving it enough thought, right? I've seen some people who've paid for their dating profile pictures, and once you get past that initial surface layer of getting to know them, you realize they're just not congruent, right? Like what you see is not what you get, which is, I guess, catfishing, right? And then the other part of it is just feeling like it's ingenuine and trying too hard. You want to see someone in their natural setting, but you want them in their natural setting to be like impressive. You want them to be a good catch. So it's better to post pictures of you, with your family, with your friends, doing the activities that you enjoy. And sometimes just sort of like lifestyle pictures, I would call it. I've seen some of my clients that I ask them to submit pictures for me and my matchmaking services for them. of a full body one, for example, because man or woman, you're going to want to see generally what they look like, what their proportion sizes are. And so having a very tasteful full body picture is easy to get. So don't use that as an excuse, and don't post something that's inappropriate and all slutty because you think that's what people want to see to attract. I mean, if that's what you want to attract, but if you're looking for a successful relationship that's going to last, then that's not what you want to project. But bottom line is, do not make it like this sort of wanted ad for what you're looking for. What I work with people on doing is creating a profile. It's not a public profile. It's just, for me, it's an internal profile that I use to match people up with. In their profile, they talk about themselves from a humble perspective and an honest transparency, but also it's aspirational too, because you want to really articulate who you're going to be in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, not just who you are now, but who you're becoming, who you're striving to be, so that it can really identify what your goals are, what's important to you, what your values are. These are the things that are important, your actual genuine character, beyond what you see on the surface. So being able to be transparent in an appropriate way. You don't want to share too much and be too personal and not be reserved or guarded, but you want to be able to present who you really are on a profile so that people can decide what they're attracted to, that they can be drawn into who you are. That to me is the point and where people get things wrong. But if you want my help, I can help you. I would definitely tell you to get off the dating apps and the hookup apps and all of that nonsense, and to really focus on the natural online settings. And I can walk you through the process of matchmaking for my clients. But an easy way to do it without even having to work with me, just to get an idea, is to buy my new Ideal Self workbook. So I just published this last week, and I'm really excited about it, and I bet you will love it too. It's interactive, it's visual, it's really just creating a context so that you understand the frame of which you can do these 3 exercises that I recommend to my clients, and I go through them with everybody I work with so that you can arrive at what's truly important to you and bring out the best in yourself. That's what the Ideal Self is about, which I talk about all the time. So if you want to go into detail about that, you don't even have to do it directly with me, but I would advise that, is get this book. It's only $20 and start from there. And then in there, you'll see an example of the ideal partner profile, which I created. And there's a link to it so you can fill it out. So I'm here for you. I'm happy to help. Just reach out. Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about your experiences. Jump on the Telegram channel and get the book. All the links will be below. But I hope this was helpful for you if you've been struggling with this. And I will talk to you soon. Have a good day.